Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot, and we're going to be doing a pick a card today for urgent messages from your higher self. So what I'm planning to do is get a message from your higher self about two things. One is about yourself and your path, your spiritual path, and then the second one, if your higher self has a message for this, something about your life, like some important aspect of your life. And I don't know if it's urgent in terms of a warning, but we will see. So we're gonna figure that out for you. So we have here the 4 groups as usual. The timestamps are below. And if you would like a personal reading instead of this general reading, the info is also below. So I'm going to show you each one. If you're not called to any of them at this current time, that's okay. You may want to click off and then only watch this when you're called to, okay? So here we have group number 1, the clear quartz tower. We have group number 2, the rose quartz heart. Group number 3 is I'll call this the zodiac selenite. I think it's a coaster. And the group number 4, I'll just call this the 7 chakra generator. Okay. Again, only watch this if you're feeling called to. And you can pause the video if you need. Take as much time as you need. And whenever you guys are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 1, which is the clear quartz tower. So this is the energy oracle. I'll probably be switching decks a little bit later. Spirit, this reading is for group number 1. Please and thank you, our clear quartz tower group. Can you please give us a message from their higher self? So let's call upon your higher self now. Higher self, please, of group number 1, what is your first urgent message for them, just about themselves and their spiritual path? Thank you. Higher self of group 1, clear quartz tower. Okay, we have 2. Door to personal healing and happiness. That looks good. Then we have the, okay, and then we have strategy. Okay, this is a very encouraging and positive first message, group 1. So there's a few ways that your higher self could say this, or that I could interpret this. The first one, your higher self is just simply trying to say that there is a way. There is a way towards your personal healing and happiness. And your higher self also could be saying that as a guide, your higher self is trying to help you get to that point and give you specific strategies or solutions, or at least, guidance to get to that point. And as you can see, there's a door here that is wide open. So I'm not sure the time frame for you guys, because since it's a general reading, we're all kind of going to be in different stages for this. But some of you, the door has opened. Some of you, the door will be opening soon. Others of you, it even could be that they're asking you to believe that there even is a door possible, because obviously, again, we're all in different stages here, but this is still going to be, I think, the outcome that your higher self is alerting you to and helping you to get to. Okay, so I think I mean, yes, I'm going to get some details, but this is really promising. I think that currently, as we speak, something is unlocking in your life, in your path, and even within yourself. I think that's probably where this is starting from. And I don't know about you guys, but I tend to believe that everything does start from within us and our own energy, and then that kind of reflects into our outer world, that sort of a thing. So that is what I think your higher self is saying. First, let's see. Is there any detail that you would like to add to this higher self of group 1? Yeah, and they said here, before this card came out, they said here, because I was looking at the lotus blossoms and the lily pads, they said there is a way to peace. And then we have this broken heart card. So I don't know if this is just fresh for some of you. This could have been fairly recent, or just this general feeling of a broken heart, having gone through pains, having gone through wounds and traumas and betrayal and abandonment, all kinds of things that are very, very painful. Your higher self was addressing this and saying that there is a way to peace. Okay, so that That's, again, very and very encouraging message there. Okay, so what else do we need to know about this strategy part? That interests me, because obviously we always want to know how things are going to be resolved. In this case, your higher self is saying you don't even necessarily need to know that. It's more of just saying that that is coming through. That energy is coming through, the strategies, the solutions, the way. I kind of feel like there is going to be some direct angel intervention or interference even soon, because you've got 2 angel cards here, Angel of Strength and 6th chakra Archangel Metatron. So this could be coming in soon, I think, for maybe a good portion of you. Well, actually, no, I see it. This is both of these things are going to be coming to everybody. One is you're going to be receiving courage and strength, and then another piece of it, and this is realistically, I feel, only going to come towards those who are open to it mentally, because that's how this works. This is going to be a change in your beliefs and your thoughts. And the reason why this is so important is because thought and belief are already a powerful energy, and you guys might already be aware that negative thoughts block us, and they block things from coming towards us. So you may want to do some affirmations for releasing that, and also to do affirmations to receiving some type of blessing or even healing, which is what we're seeing here. Okay, so I do think that in the near future, you're going to be receiving direct angel intervention or spirit guide intervention, and they're going to really be doing some work on your energy and the path ahead of you. Okay, what else, please? What is your urgent message, higher self? They did say you're going to be healing specifically from chaos or from trauma or from some type of storm. Now, I don't know if this storm is only referring to the past. Again, everything could be connected, but they did make it clear that you're going to have healing and balance from specifically a storm. Now, your higher self doesn't even want to... Your higher self is being really specific about not talking about your future in terms of predictions. I think that this makes sense. I had to stop doing this recently where we always probably want to know the future and whatnot, but recently my guides told me to stop doing that, and I listened, and it's been helping me. So I don't know if that's what's going on here. Your higher self is trying to get you to focus on the present, because a lot of the future is unstable anyway, meaning it can change no matter what. It's this changeable thing. For the most part. And so your higher self is trying to get you to the point where they want you to be present, just working on your power, opening up your heart space. If you guys are really serious about moving forward with this energy, I have been talking constantly about healing of the 7 chakras, because it's changed my life. It's helped me so much, especially this year. So if you are interested in your own healing, please check out the link below. I've left it where I talk about it in the video for healing of the 7 chakras and some other stuff there. So anyway, higher self is saying that, again, that there will be healing from the storms. Again, I'm not too certain if a storm is still coming. Honestly, I don't think so, but I can't rule that out. But the thing is, that's not what this reading is for. Your higher self is really not interested in talking about that. They're just saying, as a whole, overall, you will be healing within your soul from these storms. So that's great news. It is indicating that, like, I don't know if this is still included, but they're trying to kind of say that the worst is over anyway, and that you're healing from you will be healing from the worst of it anyway. So it gives me a feeling of safety as well. Okay, before we switch decks, higher self of group 1, would you like to give them any other urgent message about their path and themselves, their spiritual path? So man holding a coin is representing your inner masculine energy, sort of like your action-oriented, forward motion energy, where you're really focusing on gaining a lot of prosperity in your life, and I really feel like you're succeeding in this. The only thing that differs is the amount of time it's going to take, but every single person watching this, and that's a rare thing, for me to get a collective reading, and I feel 100% of people in the bracket, I feel that all of you are succeeding in some way in gaining your prosperity. So like that can mean a few different things. It's not only like financial whatever. It could be all kinds of different prosperity and abundance. It also could be like energy in a physical sense, like even environmentally or physical, in the physical body, or of course mentally too. So there's a lot of this coming towards you, and I think that the energy is looking really good. I think that in time it will really stabilize as well. This is giving me a very earthy feeling, just quite stable. I think the Rider Tarot deck version of this would probably be the King of Pentacles. So that's another thing. Like I'm just feeling stability. I'm feeling warmth. I'm feeling again the prosperous flow coming towards you. Now, if I know energy, this does mean that there's going to have to be space for it, though. So I will put that as a little insert there. That's just my advice for you guys. It's not your higher self. But I've worked with energy for a while, and I can see that it's really no different from anything else. It's like the other day I explained it to someone. It's like a cup. If the cup is full to the brim, we can't fit in anything else. So it's kind of like that. So just make sure that you're emptying out, kind of clearing out the closet, making space. So what that could mean for you, again, releasing negative energy, releasing any kind of fears or blockages. And you can do this just by saying affirmations and by visualizing it, or asking your guides and angels to help you, of course. Okay, really amazing and powerful messages there. So the final thing I want to get for you guys, from your higher self, I think I want to use this deck, the Goddess of Light Oracle. I don't want to get rid of these cards, but I may have to. It's just I really like these messages, but let's see if I can just place them on top. Spirit, or rather higher self of group number 1. Now regarding only one specific area of group 1's life, do you have a message for them only in one specific area? And what is the message, or what is the category? Higher self of group 1. Thank you. They may not have one. I mentioned that in the intro, but I let's try. Okay, you did get 2. So we have Wings of Light, becoming something new. Looks like the Fool card too. And then we have Bright Heart Light, open connections. All of the cards do not have the word light on them, and you happen to get 2 cards. That's pretty crazy. I was just looking because I forgot. You happen to get 2 cards in a row with the word light. That's amazing to me. So becoming something new and open connections. Let's look at this one. I think these are actually separate, but it's really weirdly connected. So here, this is the only other urgent message that they have. This really is going to depend on what's going on in your life. So for some of you, this message from your higher self could just be, become something new. Do it. Just do it. That's what they're trying to say to you here. Just go for it. Especially if this is something new that you've never tried before, that you need the courage to do, that you need to sort of take a leap of faith. They are encouraging you. So Wings of Light. I feel like this is aligned perfectly with your soul, and the way that you'll know this is if it feels right to you. Yes, it might be scary, but if it feels right within your soul and your heart, which you may need to open your heart about, by the way. But with Wings, I'm feeling like, again, flight. I did feel the Fool energy, so becoming something new, just like really starting on something new and just going for it. If you already know what this is, it's still the same thing. And if you already happen to, maybe a good 20% of you have already started something, and that's great. Keep going. You're still being encouraged. You may need to continue to open up your heart chakra, or to continue to heal your heart space if there are still some negative things in there, which we already spoke about. Either way, everyone here is being encouraged to continue forward on that path of that something new. And the final thing, the final urgent message. So you guys didn't get a message about any people or specific situations in your external world. This is still about you and your soul. I feel like that's a good thing. It means that you're really connected to your authentic self and your soul. So with bright heart light, open connections, it's the same thing. So this person here is placing the hand over the heart and it's beaming with light. This is very healing. So I'm doing it now as well. And you guys can do it too. Just place a hand over the heart space and just really imagine that it is being filled with this bright, wonderful light. And that you can also visualize that your heart space is opening and calling in and receiving blessings and love straight from the divine. And this also could take the form of courage as well. That's kind of what I saw there. So let's just get a final message from Spirit and or your higher self. Any final message, please, from anybody? Your final, okay, this is good. It's again with the heart space, okay? Go with the flow, letting go, cleansing, and receiving. That's exactly what we just talked about. Isn't that crazy? So letting go is the releasing of all of that stuff, cleansing with the white light just by visualization alone, and then as you're doing this, because you've done this, you'll be able to receive. There will be space to receive. I always think of like closets, right? I have like a messy closet and stuff, and I'm like, no, I can't fit anything in there unless I clear it out. I, reorganize, just either throw out or donate some stuff, and then we can fit in some new things and like sort of start over. So yeah, energy does take up space. So really try to think of it that way in terms of your own energy. Again, I do have some links in the description for how I explain things. I explain energy work, I explain the chakra healing and some other stuff. But group one, this reading was very powerful. I completely got lost in this whirlpool, like this flow, and I got completely lost in that. So I hope I made sense. So that's what I have for you, group number one. Thank you so much to your higher self for their messages. If you found this helpful, feel free to subscribe and share. And if you'd like a personal reading, the info is always below. Okay, so thank you guys so much. Sending you blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, which is the rose quartz heart. So as I mentioned in the intro, the first thing I'll be getting from your higher self is a message about just yourself and your spiritual path, and then we'll see if they have anything to add about your outer world, your life. Spirit, this reading is for group number 2, rose quartz heart. Please and thank you. Urgent messages from their higher self. Okay, so higher self of group number 2, let's call upon your higher self directly now. Higher self of group number 2, rose quartz heart, what is your first message for them? What is your urgent message for them regarding themselves and their spiritual path? Thank you. So your higher self is incredibly loving towards you. This is a caring, compassionate, very sweet and tender energy. I don't know if you feel the energy of your higher self, or maybe this is how ideally you would want to treat yourself too in the present, like just with yourself. It makes sense that you got this because you have rose quartz. This is a very powerful stone of love and healing and of the heart chakra. So that makes sense to me. This is a nurturing, kind of motherly energy. And that's all. That's the first thing your higher self wanted to say. So I feel like your higher self is kind of just saying, I love you and I'm here for you. And that's a very encouraging thing, because it just made me feel like you're not alone. Like I felt that support. Okay. What is your first urgent message, please? Okay, they have the same thing. So remember, I specified that this is a message for just yourself and your path. So there could be 2 things that your higher self is talking about. Again, we do have the heart thing. That's 3 hearts in a row. Pretty cool. Okay. So the first message is about self-love. Now, I think some of you have probably rolled your eyes at me, and that's okay, because it can sound really cheesy, but you can see here that the 2 doors are opening, but the heart that's here is still in a cage. Let me see if it's open. I don't think it's open. So it's like this locked cage, but the key is right there, actually. So I think for many of you, not all of you, it's okay, it's a general reading. A lot of you may resonate with just finding love or like that special connection with like specifically a romantic thing. And if that doesn't resonate with you, it still can resonate in ways of like self-love or just finding your soul family or something like that. Now, the number 33 did resonate with me, and I think your higher self is alluding to balance, okay? So I'm not sure what might be imbalanced or just like a little bit out of balance, or a lot out of balance in your life right now, but your higher self is making it very clear that the energy of love and self-love, and I guess like even universal or divine love, is going to be very important right now. And if you're not already on that path to developing that, your higher self is urgently telling you have to start. So again, this depends on where you are in your journey right now. So for those of you who have not, maybe not started that path of like working towards self-love or self-forgiveness, or even forgiveness of the darkness out there in the world or in other people or from situations, that sort of a thing, your higher self is saying that now is the time. And they're only saying this because if and when you're able to do that, you're actually going to be freeing your entire heart, which is connected to your soul, basically. You're going to be freeing yourself from some type of captivity. And that captivity, that cage there, is really a lot more restricting than it seems. It may seem like, oh, it's just this little cage, it's fine, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna deal with it. But realistically, from what I'm seeing, that cage is very deceptive. This cage that I guess blocks or restricts your heart space is, I think in reality, blocking so much abundance or any kind of positive energy from coming towards you. And I suppose it makes sense in a way of maybe we receive from our heart directly, or even just looking at it from a psychological and emotional standpoint. I think it would make sense there too if if we're just going through like some stuff with mental health or like traumas and everything, and we all can know how disruptive that is. So your higher self, in a very beautiful and loving way, is asking you to either start this process or continue this process. So for group number 1, I did recommend for them to watch the videos that I have linked in my description, where I explain this stuff. I explain how to do energy work based on what I've done. I explain how to do to get into the 7 chakra healing, which has completely helped me so much and changed everything for me. So this specifically now would be the heart chakra, the 4th chakra. However, every chakra is connected, so you may need to start, of course, from the first one. Now, that is what I usually recommend, because it's not great to like skip around. We have to start at the foundation. Now, higher self, do you have any additional messages, urgent messages for group number 2 and their themselves and their path? Higher self of group 2, thank you. If you are drawn to this crystal or any green crystals as well, or I guess pink ones, you can use that in your practice. It's really a wonderful tool. I, of course, love working with crystals. I just think that they give us something extra. It's like supportive. It's from good old Mother Earth, and it's very powerful. So second chakra, Archangel Ariel. So now they're directly going into it, and they're saying that you have, I don't know if they're saying directly this is what you have to heal, or maybe Archangel Ariel has a special place in your healing path. That could be a literal thing. Sometimes it's not specifically this angel. But if you resonate with the first part, the second chakra, that's the sacral chakra, and that one has a lot to do with emotions. They gave me the phrase repressed emotions or suppressed emotions for some of you. And I also got the word shame for some of you. Childhood wounds and things like this. The second chakra is also responsible for other things like so emotions and creativity and sexuality and things like this. I don't know if you're, again, I don't know if you're interested in it. If you are, just click the link below. I try to explain it there, even though I'm not an expert, but I do recommend some reading material and all that. So they went into this, and if this resonates with you, even in a small way, what you could do as you're watching this right now is you could just simply send love to yourself. And when I say love, I really mean an energy form. I think we all kind of can guess what it means, but like I think of unconditional love. I think of compassion, all kinds of healing, pure energy and light. And I typically do think of the divine. So if you feel like you're hurting right now in any way, think of that space within you and send it unconditional love. And if you are having trouble with that and you're like, oh, I don't have love for myself, just picture your higher self, because your higher self already said, I love you unconditionally. And you can picture anything or anyone that you need to. Just send this space love, or ask for that love, and picture yourself receiving it. That's what another message your higher self just told me, like in kind of an indirect way, which was really cool. Okay, what else? Anything else about themselves and their path? We have the World. Well, your higher self is trying to just confirm that, like, okay, so your higher self just said this in a specific way. But this is not a bad thing. Your higher self literally said you don't belong here, but what they mean by that is you're literally from another world. So there's many of you, I don't know if you're, the word or that term indigo child comes to my mind, starseed, things like that. I'm not an expert on any of these things, but I've read just a tiny bit on them. People who come from other realities, dimensions, planets, frequencies, things like that, and just boom, you got kind of landed here on Earth, and that's what they're trying to say here. So that is not exactly an urgent message. It's more of like a confirmation if you have felt that you're not from here, and if you have felt that you don't belong here in some way. But I like to think of it as, like, if we're here, the odds are that just by chance and statistics, like, we're gonna have other people who are like us. It just takes a while sometimes to find that. So in other words, like I said, I think it was here I said the term soul family. So I think, again, for some reason your higher self went in a roundabout manner to give some messages, but they did say that you have a soul family, that either you've already met them or you will meet them. It's just really a matter of divine timing. Anything that's happening on your path is really purposeful and meaningful, and everything, if it happens differently for everyone, it just comes down to divine timing. That is what I am seeing here. So really have faith for that. Any other final messages from this deck, and then I'll switch it and get something for your outer world. As very loving and sweet as your higher self is just so incredibly powerful and a force of light. And can you believe how many in this one too, look, see the force of power, the first chakra, Archangel Michael, but look at the heart, woman holding a heart. And number 44, see again, I can't believe how much heart you're getting here. It's really amazing. So it's already the third card in, the fourth if you're counting the crystal, but woman holding a heart. So this is the force of love. Again, this is going to sound a little, cheesy, but your higher self is saying that love is your strongest power. So I do completely agree with this, because for me, I always try to align myself back towards love, the energy of love. And I think of this as the strongest form of positive energy and light. Anytime that I'm feeling tempted to have like negativity within myself, I always try to come back to love, because otherwise I feel like I'm completely imbalanced, or I just feel like I've lost myself, my true self. So your higher self is saying, always come back to love. This is going to be your compass. This is going to be your strength. Even as hard as it is to do that in a world where obviously there can be a lot of darkness and dark people and situations, this is going to be your light. This is going to be your beacon in the darkness. that energy of love. So again, if you want to know how to do that, I actually just recommend the simplest things: affirmations, visualizing it, stuff like that. And of course your actions and thoughts, like that's more practical, but it's not easy. So yeah, like if you just want to write an affirmation where you can see it, I come back to love, or mine I've recommended in the past, if you're battling darkness, you can say something like, my light is more powerful than your darkness. So some ideas there. So for your outer world, your higher self may or may not have a message, but we'll see. Okay, so this is going to include anything or anyone you're dealing with. This is the Goddess of Light Oracle now. Okay, so higher self of group number 2. Do you have a message for them, an urgent message for them in any particular area of their life? Just one particular area. What is the urgent message? Your higher self did say, if you just want to focus on yourself and your own healing right now, go right ahead and do that, because I think that that is going to be a task number 1. If you have so many things you want to do and focus on and all these goals, all of those goals are going to be so much easier to achieve if you first have this foundation of self-love and healing. So that's something there that they said. Anything else? So brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, and personal power. Really, really powerful message here. So the word brilliant and luminous, so we see light again. We see that concept of light and your personal power. So I did mention that your that love is your power, that this light of love is your power. Honestly, this kind of makes me just think of like self-care and therapy, just because, well, I'm a therapist, so I'm biased, but like, you know, in therapy, the whole point of that, mostly, is to be able to change thought patterns and beliefs. And so that makes me think of that. And again, my one recommendation is to just use positive affirmations, or at least to be mindful to try to change your beliefs. Because the thing is, if you have a belief that you're not worthy of love, that you're such a negative person, you don't deserve anything, and the world is horrible, like if you have beliefs like that, that's gonna let in a lot of darkness. Okay, so I feel like your higher self is just adding to the message that's already here. But in your outer world, if there are ways to make that happen, such as it could be something like, again, something with therapy, or if you can't do therapy, even like a self-help book. There's videos now on YouTube, like therapy channels and stuff, that you can look and get some advice on changing thoughts. It's amazing stuff out there now. Or if you want to do like whatever, it's like a support group or journal writing, anything to help to create strong beliefs, brilliant beliefs, beliefs of light. That is what your higher self is recommending there, to make it more practical. Any final messages about anything else important in their outer world? Urgent message, higher self of group 2. So your final message, group 2, we have building your world, creation, expansion, and networking. You have the number 33 again. So here they are saying, come out of your shell. Wait, where's the, I thought I had a card of, oh, I guess not. That might have been the previous group. It looks similar, this gesture here. So here we can see that this person is crossing the arms over the body, or even like kind of like the heart space. So here, and secluding herself here. And I think that your higher self is trying to say you may have to come out of that. Now, it looks cozy and protective, and I get that, but your higher self said that you may be reaching the time where I don't even want to say you're ready to come out of the cave or whatever this is. It's more like your higher self is saying, like, you're worthy to come out of this. Like, you don't have to hide yourself. You don't have to hide your light. you can come out of that shadow or the shadows, and you can come into the light and show this world who you are. Especially if you're a creative person, or if you had some visions of being social, creating a network, basically having support and beautiful connections. And that is how your soul is going to expand. And this is how you're going to build your own world. That's an incredible message. So any final message from Spirit and or Higher Self of Group 2? Final message. Oh, okay. Final message we have... I'm sorry. The contrast of the cards kind of made me laugh, just because it fits perfectly. So twin flames and sensuality. We did talk about this, and oh, this is weird. This is strange, Group 2. Because you got the number 33 twice. And then you got twin flames. That's really funny. You may not resonate with the term twin flames. That's fine. They also have here soul partner and eternal connection. Really wonderful message there. And then sensuality, it says feminine wisdom and passion. But in this context, I am just seeing the a divine counterpart connection. Oh, and it's both tigers. That's cute. There is a mirror soul out there for you. If this is resonating for you guys, it may not be for everyone, but if this is resonating for you, you may want to watch any of the readings I have about that. I do have some for divine counterpart, or like, you know, soulmate, twin flame, like, you know, whatever. I have some stuff there if you want to leaf through some of my old videos. But the final message was almost like a bonus message for those of you that did resonate for this message before. Something about like you feel that your soul is kind of calling out, or someone's calling out to you, and actually you're right. You're not just imagining things. In addition to the journey of self-love, this is going to be a part of your ultimate soul's path. Is, I feel like, ideally and ultimately coming into balance and therefore union with some other soul, like the connection of the soul. So I think that this was your higher self or spirit's way of just giving you that confirmation. But that's a different story. That's a completely different reading. But that is the final message. So interesting. So group number 2, I really enjoyed this. It put a smile on my face to see that. I was like, wow. But anyway, if it resonated with you, you can let me know below. Thank you guys so much. You can subscribe if you're new. And if you'd like a personal reading, the link is always below. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you to your higher self. And I will see you guys next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the zodiac selenite. Or at least that's what I chose to call it. It's pretty neat, actually. So Spirit, this reading is for group number 3, selenite, zodiac selenite. Messages from their higher self, urgent messages. So let's call upon your higher self directly. I'll first use this deck and get, as I mentioned in the intro, get messages for yourself and your spiritual path, and then I'll switch and try to get for more like your everyday outer path. Okay, so higher self of group number 3. What is your first message for them? Higher self of group 3, zodiac selenite. What is your first message, your urgent message for them, specifically about self, about themselves and their spiritual path? Thank you. Okay, so we have Angel of Balance, Angel of Strength, third chakra archangel Camuel. 3 angels in a row is actually an incredibly powerful message. I did not expect that. So obviously here, I'm feeling a brilliant force of protection around you. This actually, as I'm looking at it, because they're looking straight at me, some of them, your higher self is trying to actually speak with your guides too. I didn't expect that at all. Probably this is because your higher self is one of your spirit guides. I don't know if that's like a guarantee. I really don't know how it works, but the first 2 groups didn't really get a vibe like that at all. But you guys are. So your higher self is trying to say, like, you are protected, and you're protected fiercely. Okay? And your first message that I actually heard from the Angel of Balance card, well, someone said, I think it was your higher self, that said something like, for most of you, I think this will resonate, that they said something like, you're doing an amazing job of balancing yourself. If you feel like that doesn't resonate yet, it probably will soon. Like, there's going to be some shift here within your actual emotional, spiritual balance, or even mental balance, or in all ways balance. It's very peaceful and calming, this card, and I'm just looking at the blue water, or whatever that is. And it's just so peaceful and relaxing. Celestial, ethereal. I'm not sure what's going on with that card, but it's again, it's just very relaxing. And with the next card, Angel of Strength, I don't know if all of these angels are the same, or they're different messages, but let's see. So Angel of Strength, this is talking about probably courage, the strength and the fortitude to face whatever it is that you need to face. But then here, as we get into the third chakra, this is talking about your power. I said a long time ago in one of my posts that I think the way to really harnessing our true power in our brightest form is actually by balance. I think that, I mean, I could be wrong, but like, that's how I see it, right? If we're balanced within our chakras, if we're balanced within our mind, and our life in general, that's when we're the most powerful. So that's kind of how I see it. And that's what I'm seeing here. So your higher self is just trying to show you about yourself. So they didn't actually give me some worded messages really, except maybe one, but they're just really trying to show you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with, or you're surrounded by guides who are incredibly fierce and protective of you and supportive of you, and it's all here. What else, please? Higher self of group number 3, what is your urgent message for them? Thank you. I think that you're thinking of a plan, and now you're actually sharing energy with your higher self. What that tells me is that if you've already had random thoughts, we could call them ideas, but it may have come from claircognizance or some clair psychic ability, like from a higher place. You might not have immediately known where it came from. Like you might have been like, oh, that was random, I wonder what that was about. That could have actually been your higher self. And if that didn't happen yet, it's going to happen really soon, even within, I feel, for some of you, it might happen within as little as 2 days. But again, timings vary. But your higher self specifically now is sharing consciousness with you at times. Again, they're one of your guides. And we have here quartz, and you're kind of looking into the quartz and probably thinking of taking action. This being your inner masculine energy of like the, sort of like, not to say like your inner fire energy, but the inner yang energy. So I don't know what it is you're thinking about, but like, rest assured, you're going to be given a lot of support and guidance as to what to do, how to take action, the next steps, clarity, things like that. Okay, what else? Thank you. Oh, okay. This is perfect, actually, because it's completely confirming it. So we have indecision here, kind of usually feeling stuck in between two paths and whatever, but I did notice the bottom card was strategy. So kind of like coming up with solutions. Now, we look at this card, and your higher self is really clever for giving you this message now, because this may be what you've struggled with in the past, saying like, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do, what path is right for me, I can't decide. And if that is the case, if that does resonate for you, I don't know if maybe your higher self is just saying that won't be a problem this time, or your higher self might be saying, I'm going to show you the way. Okay. I'm going to see if, well, actually, they're not, Let me ask, higher self, do you want to tell them what that way is, or is this something that they need to kind of discover on their own? Urgent message about that. That could come up later in the message about your outer world, so we'll see in a little while. But look at this. I mean, come on. This is an amazing outcome for you guys in confirmation. Cornucopia number 11 here. As you can clearly see, you're going to be receiving an incredible amount of abundance. Like, I don't know exactly the details, obviously, but look at that, the light coming through, the blessings. And you can see, I feel like this might be a guide right there. The amount of abundance and growth, and it's like this word, the word harvest came to mind too. I was literally, oh man, I was closing my eye, like one eye, because I could see the brilliant shine that was coming through. Whew. So I don't know if this is all going to come through at once, or it's more like one thing happens and it's a domino effect. Either way, it's the same thing. That abundance is coming towards you, or they're trying to help you get to that. I don't know if some of you, maybe a smaller number of you may need to begin to make some decisions, but that's really up to you guys. Your higher self is not specifying about that, but it's just making sense to me. So like, if you do feel that you've been hesitating on making certain decisions and taking certain action, you may want to think about this and what's best for you. If you need to check out some of my other videos, you might find that some call out to you. Go right ahead and like just go through and see what might resonate. But that is a part of this. But your higher self is not trying to highlight that. They're just trying to say, hey, a lot of these ideas are going to come from me, and I got your back. We have your back, and you're going to make the right decision, or we'll help you to do that. Final message about themselves and their spiritual path. And then we can get something else if we need it. Again, I mean, come on, like, seriously, this is crazy positive. So we have victory, endure to value. Oh boy, it's I'm overwhelmed right now with the it's blessing. It's complete blessing. That's trying to come into your life, or that will come into your life. Again, since it's a general reading, everyone's paths is so different, because although certain things could be destined to happen, I don't really know how it works. I feel like free will and choice and our energy and thought have obviously so much to do with it, but it's like this is meant for you. It's just a matter of, I guess, how you work with your spirit team, maybe. Victory, come on, man. Like, it's just like, I can't even talk. Okay, so let's see. Higher self of group number 3. Is there anything you want to tell them about their outer world now? Just like one specific area, an urgent message about any one specific area in their lives, if you want to let us know what that is. It's been really nice to meet you guys' higher self, because this is the third one. Really interesting stuff. Tarot is like mind-boggling. We have river, oh my god, river of blessings, releasing constraints, blessings, okay? So your higher self is relating this to a specific area of your life right now where a blessing is trying to come through, but there could be some constraints that you're either feeling internally, or you may not perceive it right now as an internal constraint, but I think that's probably what it is. For example, like if there's a 3-dimensional constraint, like, okay, oh, I can't do this because of work or because of family or because of finances or physical means, stuff like that. It might appear that it's an outer constraint, but because I feel that energy starts from within us, I think that if you were to release some kind of internal constraint of any kind, you would make space and receive so much, or even just one blessing to start. And that is, like I said before, it might create this domino effect, like a snowball effect, where things are going to grow and grow and expand, like exponentially too. So I'm not sure the specific area, since everyone's different, but try to think of what this could be. And your higher self is really trying to encourage you in this area. Oh, by the way, this is the Goddess of Light Oracle. So we have Wings of Light, becoming something new. One of the other groups got that too, and I kind of just saw like the Fool card. Wings of Light, becoming something new in your outer world. So in your case, it's different energy here. In your case, group 3, some of you, maybe not all of you, but some of you may currently be kind of running away from something. Now, let's say it's an example of, like I said, It could be an example within something like work or really whatever. Just to use the work example, it could be that there's an opportunity that is coming up at either your current job or even a completely new direction. I feel like some of you might be a little bit afraid to look at what that is, and there's this internal urge to just kind of like zip, like just kind of run away and not turn around. But your higher self is urgently telling you, at least look at it, like at least look at what the opportunity is. You'll know within your intuition if it's right for you, even though I feel like there could be many of you who fight yourself. Maybe you don't trust yourself, but this is really all a matter of trusting your intuition and unblocking your intuition by trusting yourself and by letting go of some fears, which I know is not an easy thing to do. But your higher self is urgently telling you that you can do this. Like, it's okay. You can look at whatever it is you're afraid of. You can consider these opportunities for you. You're allowed to see yourself as worthy of receiving blessings and victory and abundance. And like, why not? Why not? Like, yeah, this is so motivational. Your higher self is so motivational. Wonderful stuff here. Any final message, higher self, urgent message for their outer world? Spirit, if you want to chime in, final message. Your higher self really strikes me as like a motivational speaker. So if you guys ever had some type of visions for motivating people or reaching people through your words and messages, that would not surprise me. Your final message, earth magic, fearlessness and removing obstacles. How perfectly fitting. I'm not too sure what they mean by earth magic, but I mean, I guess we can sort of guess what that means, sort of like making our own magic here on earth, kind of bringing it down as like channeling energy, maybe, I don't know. But it's so crazy that they said fearlessness and removing obstacles. I don't know if maybe the very thing that you might be running from is fear itself. And it's, of course, extremely hard to face whatever we are afraid of. But I did remember that they said something about courage. You can ask for courage. Whoever this is, this could be a specific guide that gives you strength. You can talk to this guide and say, please give me this courage. Thank you for this courage or the strength to do whatever it is I'm afraid to do. And in terms of removing obstacles, I think that's going to be a natural outcome of you removing internal obstacles, like energy obstacles, thought obstacles. But again, you may need to face some fears here. Okay, not an easy thing to do, but it's definitely possible. Okay, so group 3, that's what I have for you. Of course, very fiercely powerful reading. I'm just like taking it all in here. So thank you so much to your higher self for their messages, but thank you guys. If you found this helpful, feel free to let me know in the comments, and you can subscribe if you want. But if you'd like a personal reading, the info is always below. Okay, so thank you guys once again, sending you blessings, and I will see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is the 7 chakra generator. Okay, so let's get into your messages. Spirit, this reading is for group 4, the generator, and urgent messages from their higher self. So let's call upon your higher self directly. Okay, higher self of group 4, our 7 chakra generator. What is your first urgent message for them? Whoa, very powerful energy here. First chakra, Archangel Michael. Fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. Now, I'm not 100% sure with this deck. This is the Energy Oracle. When these cards come out, I'm not sure if it's literally the archangels or whoever's indicated. In this case, I feel like it is. I feel like, So being that this message is coming from your higher self, I think that, similar to group 3 actually, maybe your higher self is just trying to say that you have some angels at your side or supporting you right now. With the first chakra Archangel Michael card, I mean, it could be talking about your root chakra, but I see the sword and I just think protection, and that's what I think of with Archangel Michael. Maybe you're being highly protected right now, and then maybe with Archangel Raphael, especially the heart chakra, they're saying that you're also undergoing a very powerful healing right now. So I feel like that's probably it. There could be more messages there, but I think that that's the first one. Higher self of group 4, what is your urgent message for them for group 4? Okay. Let me get one more. I see. Okay, so this is a specific message for most of you. It could be a message about mental health or the way that you think, or just generally your thoughts right now. The thinking woman gives me this feeling of someone who either is or was trapped in some way. I don't know if you felt trapped energetically, mentally. There could have been so much turmoil going on. Maybe sadness, anxiety, I don't know exactly what it was, but your higher self is indicating that there's balance happening, and that makes sense perfectly with what we saw here. Okay, the yin yang card number 22, it just gives me this wonderful feeling of balance, and then I got a third one to see the outcome, and here it is. This is really amazing stuff, and this whole entire video for me has been incredible to see all these messages, and again to see the collective path that we're all on of healing and balance. So we have door to personal healing and happiness. Okay, so the door's wide open, you see the rainbow coming through, there's peace here, there's growth, could be new growth as well. Let me see what else I see, hold on. I feel like a messenger is relevant here, because I see the bird here, and I felt like I could feel its wings or hear its wings. Could be an angel message coming to you soon, if it has not already. And they said something about a message coming to you soon. That honestly could be a different reading for you entirely, and if that interests you, you may want to check out some of my old videos just in case you really are curious about that. But your higher self's urgent message is not even like an advisement or advice of any kind. Your higher self is just trying to say you're undergoing a complete reworking, a reconstruction of your mind and your soul. I mean, how powerful is that? I have almost no words for this. It's beautiful to see this happening live, you know, because usually like I see it after the fact, but I see it happening right now, group 4. Like I don't know what stage you are in, because since everyone is in a different stage of their path for the most part, I feel like this already could have started. You might be a few steps before that and you're like, oh, I don't know if that's going to happen for me, and alternatively you might be in the middle of it. So either way, whatever the case is, it doesn't really matter, because I feel like this is happening for all of you, or will happen. Okay. Okay. Higher self of group number 4, what is your urgent message for them? And let's remember, I just want to say this one little thing. In my opinion, healing happens in stages. It is a process. Okay, so at least for me and anyone that I've worked with and everything, I always say like healing is not a linear process. It doesn't just go like, oh yeah, step 1, 2, and 3 and whatever. It can be all over the place. It can be so changeable. It can be so kind of chaotic in itself. But inevitably, eventually, we get to some place of balance if you just keep working at it. Keep open all of your energy centers of receiving good things and releasing negative things. Just keep going on the path you're already on. I feel like you're already on the path. Higher self of group number 4, what is your urgent message for group 4? Thank you. They told me amethyst for you guys. I was looking over at the generator that you chose, and they were identifying the purple crystal. So I don't know if that means something to you. It also could be relating to your crown chakra. So you may want to work with amethyst, or just, I don't know if you want to just like look it up. There could be something there. They just wanted for me to tell you amethyst. For example, if you come across the metaphysical properties, the healing properties of an amethyst, there could be one particular thing that strikes you and you're like, oh, okay, that's really something I need right now, because there's multiple properties. What else, please? Higher self of group 4, what is your urgent message for them? Okay, what about this? Oh my. Okay, so I can see why they led with such encouraging messages. So I am called to say, for the most part, this could be the energy that you're in right now, or struggling through, or maybe it just passed. It depends. But there is a lot of struggle and conflict here. So the financial constraints card, it of course could be a literal thing. It could be with financial struggles. If it's not finances, though, it could be for some of you physical struggles. It could be, I mentioned before, mental health. Like this to me feels like there's this emptiness and like this scarcity and coldness. And then on top of it, we have hostilities. We have so much conflict, and maybe there's people who are angry or fighting you, or you're fighting yourself or fighting others. I'm not sure. And then we have storm warning, which is just, again, showing that there could have been or is currently that there's some storms in your life, and unfortunately for some of you that could have been a literal thing. I hope you guys have been staying safe if you happen to have experienced that. But metaphorically or literally, I feel like you've been going through storms. If this is the case, if you're still going through this energy, again, look at this. Your higher self led with this. You're fiercely protected, or, we're helping to protect you. Your heart space is transforming right now. The balance is happening. They keep saying like an intense energy. I forget the word I used before, but this is a powerful, they had used the word reconstructing, like from the ground up, which gives me the impression of the Tower card. So the Tower card, like maybe you've been through these multiple Tower moments, which is what this card can sometimes mean, and then you're rebuilding. If you're not at the stage where you're feeling hopeful, I mean, obviously that's understandable, but I think that that's part of the urgent message here of your higher self. They're trying to give you hope. If you already do have hope, maybe all you need next is sort of just time and patience and some blessings to come towards you, and it will. Okay, just be open to it. But this is just, it's not easy. It's extremely, extremely difficult energy, obviously, and that is what I think they were trying to get at. Is they're trying to say like we're here, we're protecting you, but please ask us for help. That's another piece of it. If you don't already work with your guides or your angels or maybe archangels or any other beings, powerful beings, I feel like now is the time to start. Like, not to say you have to, but I am highly advising that you start to, because the thing is, for me, I didn't know about spirit guides, and I didn't really know about any of this stuff back before. And now that I work with guides and angels and everything, like energy, my entire life is different, and it's an incredible support system. So that is my advice to you guys. I hope that you can try it out. If you're curious about it, I'm not an expert or anything. If you're curious about it, you can always just Google it. There's some books on the topic. It's interesting stuff. Any final messages from this deck, and then I'll switch over to your outer world to see if they have some specific stuff there. Higher self of group 4. Anything else? Any final message from this deck? Yeah, I mean, your higher self believes in you, and your higher self wants you to believe in them too, because again, we have the doors opening. It may not be completely open, but the door is opening, or it will be opening. Like, all we need is a little crack in the door. And what that means to me is we do need to believe it's possible, because if we don't believe it at all, we're completely shutting the door and it's never going to open. We need to believe. We need to have hope, I think. So if you can see the difference here, we go from complete emptiness and coldness to this abundance and this warmth and this light. So it's really up to you guys. I am a firm believer in free will. It's our choice. And working with energy and believing and things about our thoughts, it is ultimately going to be our choice, even though it doesn't always feel like that. But try to keep hope open for this to come towards you. So I'm going to leave these cards here, and I'm going to grab the next deck for if your higher self does happen to have a message about your outer world. This is the Goddess of Light Oracle. Okay, so higher self, do you have any final messages regarding their outer world? Okay, higher self of group 4. About any specific area of their outer world now? By the way, I just noticed that these are opposite numbers. We have 13 and 31. So one more time, I will say that there could be a message here that you have to really change your beliefs if your beliefs are hurting you, meaning if they're negative, if they make you feel bad, if they make you feel hopeless. You may need to do a complete 180 here. I mentioned to one of the other groups that there's some wonderful videos out now for changing your thoughts, therapy videos, things like that. And they're there, they're free. You might as well, on YouTube and stuff. So if you need help to really work on changing your thoughts, and you can try that out. Because it matters with energy. So we have telepathy, transmission, perception, and communication. So there is currently I knew it. There are currently messages coming through to you. I don't know in what way, because it's going to be different for all of us, but the number 22 is there. I don't know if maybe you've been seeing repeating numbers. Remember I said to you the bird right there could have been a message. So we do have confirmation that either already has happened or will happen, will continue even to happen. I mean, it's going to be on completely different things though. So it might look a little confusing at first, but just know that if you get any kind of strange thing happening and it gets your attention, just know it's your angels or your higher self trying to reach you. Is there a specific message that we have about that card? What is this about? What does it mean? They were trying to come out. Let's see. Idyllic times, the garden, paradise. It's just referring to your happiness. Now, group 4, I don't know what this is going to be for each of you, but I think that there's a specific thing you've been thinking about. This person looks really sad and they're longing for something. They're thinking of better times. They're really yearning and longing for something. I don't know if it's from something necessarily from the past that you want back in that specific way, but realistically it's an energy, right? So if we're talking the energy of happiness or the energy of peace or whatever, that can always come towards you. It may not look exactly like it looked before, but they're just trying to say that this is possible. So maybe if you get some type of synchronicities, it could be referring to that. Okay, any final message about their outer world? Urgent message from higher self of group 4. Okay, so your final cards are wisdom, learning, joy, art, music. And then you have sensuality, feminine wisdom, passion. I think that the final message here, it may not be an urgent message, but it's just a reminder, group 4, that if you are a person who is either creative or you have certain passions, if you enjoy the wisdom of life that has to do with learning, joy, art, music, there's a lot of things here, creativity. Basically, your higher self is just reminding you that this does bring you happiness, or it can bring you happiness. If you're not sure of what those things are, it's okay. You can just let yourself explore. Try not to give yourself burdens and mental burdens and excuses to say that you don't deserve this or it's not the right time. Just let yourself have any type of joy in these things, or maybe your passions or interests and stuff like that, because that's going to start to open up a door of positivity, or at least of, some type of positive energy. So don't forget to do what you love. Don't forget to do what makes you happy, fulfilled, or again, if you're not sure of what that is, you can begin to discover that and open up that door. Okay. So not too much in your outer world. This was more about your internal, like your path. Okay. So that is what I have for you, group number 4. Just such a powerful reading. Thank you so much to your higher self for their messages. I really, really hope that this was helpful. If this was your first time here, feel free to subscribe if you feel called to. If you want a personal reading, the info is below. Thank you guys so much again. Sending you blessings, and I hope to see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.